What's up? What's up? We are here. Got Brennan back on the call with us today. Man, so excited, Brennan. Thanks for hanging out again.
Yeah, no, appreciate you having me. We didn't have as much technical difficulty as we did last week, so it's good.
Oh man. So dude, first of all, thanks again for kind of coaching a lot of the people in our group and being willing to do that. Just one-on-one. I appreciate your time. That's just super kind. You got so much experience. Let me get Facebook pulled up on my phone here so I can make sure we're hearing ourselves loud and clear. Yes. What's up, Suzanne? Great to see you. I think we're all set. Cool.
Rocking.
And Dennis, way to go, dude. Great to see you, man. Cian, always wonderful to have you. Still waiting for pictures from the outdoor taco breakfast fest. All right, let's do this and let's start getting some question answer going on here. This has come up a lot, how to re-engage worried clients. So a lot of us are hustling to get new clients, and right now it's an amazing time to, I hate to say it this way, but capture and steal clients from other agencies who are just honestly slacking or hiding under a rock right now. There's so many clients who need help. So we're all finding lots of amazing new clients, but sometimes getting our existing clients kind of off the fence and off the worry zone is kind of tough to do. So Brennan and I are just going to talk through that. Pop in your questions here. Jeannie, hey, great to see you again. Suzanne, awesome. Great to see you. So pop in your questions here as we go through this. And if you've got a client who's on the fence, or you've got existing clients who are just not ready to take action yet, let's ask questions, give us specifics, anything you can, because we really want to help you in this 30 minutes we got right here, really get moving. So Brennan, first up, I don't know about you, man, but dude, we're re-engaging our existing clients, and they do have worries, like legitimately concerned. What are the worries that your market's experiencing? You seen that pop up?
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. People are traditionally, when there's a downtime, a recession, or I guess depression. They typically want to start pulling back on the reins and get more conservative in terms of their expenses. And the first thing typically they look to cut is advertising. So the story that we typically lead with are some of the greats, some of the stories from like Pepsi and Coca-Cola, when, Pepsi, most people don't know this, used to be the number one cola in the world. And what happened, I think it was World War II, they stopped, or they pulled back on advertising, why Coca-Cola pushed forward and started actually doing more advertising. And then I thought I closed Facebook, but I apologize. But on top of that, what happened is, when the war was over, they came back and Coca-Cola was now in that number one position. And if you look at it today, where Coca-Cola or where Pepsi has dropped down to, they've never been able to regain that position. They're actually number 3. You know who's number 2?
No way.
Coke is the number 2 cola sold in the world.
Okay, say it again. So Pepsi's number 3. Who's number?
So, Diet Coke, the little sister of Coca-Cola, is now number 2. So,
all right. Sorry, all you Diet Coke lovers out there. That's pretty crappy if Pepsi's underneath Diet Coke.
Yeah, exactly. So, telling that story to your clients and making them understand that, look, the biggest gains that you're going to be able to do in a down economy is advertise more when all your competition is pulling back on the reins. Warren Buffett says it the best. He says, do the opposite of the masses, essentially, is what he says, right? And so here's a perfect opportunity, if you want to be the category king and the market leader, to double down on your advertising instead of pulling back the reins. There's a good quote. I don't know if you guys have read. I can't remember the book by Sam Walton. We'll drop it in chat later. Yeah. But Sam, when he was asked this question, like, why has Walmart been able to thrive during a recession? The reason he said was, well, I just simply don't pay attention to them. I don't partake in them. And so, that's one of the things that we always tell our clients is look at historical data, and it's going to tell you that in these times, you're going to see the greatest transfer of wealth happen. And the way you're going to position yourself to do that is doubling down on your advertising. So for us specifically, we've gotten back to our roots with our clients and saying, hey, everybody has traditionally done the short play to, short-term acquisition. Right now is the time to double down on your SEO. Like, we've been in a holding pattern for the last 7-8 weeks. Things are starting to open up now, but the virus isn't gone. I don't know if we're going to have a resurgence of, outbreaks and so forth. But the reality of it is, where are you positioning yourself to be 8 months down the road? the companies that were category kings in your local area or your vertical, if they're slowing down on the advertising, now's the perfect time to double down on your SEO, gain that market share, catch up to where they were at, and then possibly take over that positioning in terms of search for the keywords that you're looking at. So that's just one of the things that we talk to our clients to when this whole thing started, and that's kind of the play that we've been rolling out for them.
I love that, because you're kind of giving them a playbook and a strategy that's like, right now, here's what you can do, and here's how, and you can actually help them do that. Love that. We're doing for our clients right now, this week and next week, we're doing a whole nother round. We've already done this once. We're doing a whole nother round of completely free strategy calls to existing clients. They know what we do. They already know our skill sets. They know how good we are. We've been working for a long time, but we're just helping them with, hey, where are you at right now? We talked to you 2 weeks ago. What's changed? We work a lot in the medical field, so they're kind of tiptoeing back into hospital world now. They're able to do some elective cases, and they're loving that, because we're getting there and we're sitting down for an hour and a half sometime on these strategy calls with a couple of surgeons, key staff members, and just going through what's working, what's not, what do you see coming up. And then inevitably that generates updates we're making on their web pages, Facebook stuff, paid ads. It's generating traffic. And a fun thing we're doing also is we're actually saying, hey, let's just jump in there with the strategy. We're showing their staff how to execute anything they can do internally.
Exactly. Yep.
And they're loving that. Like, they're eating it up, because they don't feel like we're just coming in to give them a greedy, sure, free 30 minutes so we can sell you something else.
It's funny you mentioned that, because that's actually what we've been shifting to, is we've been taking a lot of our SOPs and providing video for clients to sit there and say, hey, look, we know that, you guys have, either cut back or you have some concerns. Here's some of the stuff that you can take and give your existing staff that might not be working the same amount of hours that they were in the past, and trying to help them to develop their own internal marketing team and still use this as a consulting aspect of it. So, for us, obviously, you start talking about margins when you're talking about consulting versus, doing the servicing yourself. And, we're still playing with that model. But yeah, it's great. And I think, anybody that you have, if you're able to sit there and give value now, you're going to position yourself as somebody that they want to, tie themselves to later on. And, we have clients right now. We've had, a couple golf courses that they turn to us for everything. So they get hit with proposals all the time on different things that we're not doing for them. And they come to us and say, well, what do you guys think about this? And we'll tell them, if it's not in our backyard, we'll tell them, say, hey, this is good, this is bad, here's what we would do different, ask them about this. And they love that aspect of it. So a lot of, value that you can add to your clients is great. And here's the other thing is, a lot of people focus on, new opportunities. Now's the perfect time to sit there and prove this value and then go back and say, hey, let me give you additional services on something that would expand the business, right? I mean, it's a much easier sell than new acquisition of clients.
So true. Okay, anybody watching? Well, by the way, welcome, Chris Collier. Great to see you, dude. If you're watching right now and you want to at least just pop in your niche, who you work with, that kind of thing. If you're having any trouble with this, or if you're just looking for new creative ways to engage, even if you don't want to be specific about a certain client, totally get that. Feel free to drop in niche questions. So, Breynan, you guys service a lot of golf courses. You mentioned that in Vegas. Vegas is still completely shut down, right?
Yeah, for the most part, the golf courses actually open up. So those guys are booming right now. It's like one of the very few things that are that are happening in town. But yeah, the Strip is a ghost town, and it's going to be an interesting play. One of the other niches that we service is real estate investors and financial markets. And so for us, we believe that Vegas is going to be in a unique opportunity like it was in 2010, 8, 9. Say that backwards, but in that time frame when the financial crisis happened, I think we're headed back towards it. It's going to be a few months out. It's going to be delayed because of the restrictions that we have on foreclosures and so forth. But there's I want to say I think it's 30 or 35% of the Las Vegas market is tied to the hotel industry. There's been rumors that some of these hotels were going to try to open up next week. I don't see that happening, so we'll see.
Oh, wow. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. Even if they do, it's like, who's going to come? But that's another topic for another day.
Yeah, so true. All right. So another idea that we've tried and it's been working, is getting like copy packages, simple video packages, simple kind of cut and paste Facebook, just feel good post, Instagram feel good post,
Okay.
kind of little pre-made packages that we can drop to our clients that their staff again can implement. So we're selling those for super cheap. We might be like, hey, we've put together what used to cost, $1,000 for all of this work. Sorry about that. We're dropping. It's my kid's school calling. What? It's over. It's what? Stop now. So I know. I already know. You don't have to tell me again. They're right there. But pre-made packages, anything you can drop out, this real simple cut and paste, templates you can use for your clients to be able to access and be able to drop emails out, whatever they want to do, just helping, but keeping them engaged with you where you're still the source of the information and the help.
Yeah, a lot of things too. Like there's, virtual things that you can do where it's online summits. You can bring in other, like example, Chris, brings in multiple people throughout the week. So, people that can, speak into their niche, add a little value here and there to whether it be specializing in copywriting or whatever the case is, just to educate them and give them more value. Again, you have to understand that, most of these people are at home. They're trying to figure out what's the next step. And right now is the perfect opportunity to provide as much value as possible in any type of medium that you can. And, just get in front of them and they're going to appreciate that in the long run, especially through the duration of your agreement with them. Absolutely.
So let's see. Jenny just says she's about to up her advertising as well. So Breynan, you've done a lot of advertising. Is there a certain type of like digital paid kind of stuff right now that you'd go towards one versus another? Is it just do the thing you used to be doing? Like, how would you go about opportunities that are out there? Because things are kind of cheap right now. They're on sale for sure.
Yeah, no, Facebook, we've seen, Facebook ads being reduced significantly. I always look at advertising from a two-pronged approach. And one of it is, are we building assets that we are going to retain long-term, or are we paying for advertising that is a transactional? And I look at Facebook, PPC, those are things that, you don't necessarily own, but if you're going to use it as a vehicle, how can you turn it into an asset that you're going to own? So right now, if I was we can pick any kind of niche, but if I was any kind of niche and I was paying for ads, my focus would be lead acquisition. Like, how can I use Facebook now as a transactional advertising medium to put people on my list that I can market back to long-term for free? Again, our clients, we're like, hey, double down on SEO right now. Why? Because quite honestly, your competition is not probably doing it. That's probably one of the first things they've cut, and they'll sit there and say, oh, we're good right now. We can come back to it. So, your other markets or your other competition in your vertical is probably getting a little lazy. But look at, things that you can turn into assets that you're going to control and own and be able to, market through the whole entire time, even after we get past this whole process of COVID.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's talk attorneys for a second. I talked to somebody yesterday who had questions specifically about this with attorneys. They're trying to re-engage attorneys because a lot of attorneys, even in bankruptcy, this is going to be sad, folks. Sorry. Bankruptcy and divorce attorneys are about to make a fortune.
Crushed it.
Reality.
Yeah, they're going to crush it.
Yeah. But they're not yet. We have a good friend that's a bankruptcy attorney we're eating dinner with recently. And he was like, dude, it's totally quiet right now. It's going to happen. But all the stuff that creates a bankruptcy, like people not being able to pay their mortgage, has been delayed, right?
Same with the real estate. Same thing.
Yeah. Everything's pushed out.
Yeah.
So in a market like that, how do you re-engage a market like that that's kind of got the wave coming?
Yeah.
But you want them to generate a little income for you right now too. How do you?
So it's a great question. And that's actually one of the things that we've been evaluating and talking to a couple clients that we've had in the past as well. So we're re-engaging them. And one of them is actually a divorce attorney. Again, it goes back to what I was saying before. This is the perfect time for them to start building up all their digital assets and putting it out to the market, right? So now it's like, for a divorce attorney, it's, what are the common things that you see in divorce? Like, what are the steps that, how to know if your spouse is, looking to, file for divorce, right? That's a great lead magnet, right?
Good point.
If you could take it from both sides, like, hey, if COVID's, made you realize that you don't have a happy household or whatever the case may be, like, what are the steps that you need to consider before taking a divorce, right? So, the thing with those two type of industry is people see it coming, right? What is the information that you can give them to prepare before they make that decision? And right now, if you're that business owner, if you're that attorney, right now is the perfect time to start getting those assets together, putting those out to the world, whether it be blogs, interviews, Facebook ads, whatever the case is, building your list for when everything opens up, you're the first person that they think of because they've been consuming your content already before they finalize the decision. People are already thinking about these things, but when they finalize it, you want to be the first one. It's called tone with top of mind awareness.
Good point.
Yeah, that they think about. So it's not hey, let me go run to, Google and do a pay-per-click search or a Google search and find the first pay-per-click ad on there. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. That is so important. Top of mind, that brings up so much for, I don't know. I'm seeing this all the time in the private messages that come through in the Facebook group. People are losing clients and losing opportunity. And I keep saying, well, how are you engaging? What are you doing? They're simply doing nothing. Like, they're doing nothing. They're waiting. They're thinking, oh, my client can't afford me. I shouldn't call him. I'm going to leave him alone for a month. I don't want to bug him. Like, help. Get in there and just help. Volunteer. Do what you got to do, but top of mind.
One of the great things is do a Facebook Live group like this. I mean, take your clients and just say, hey, look, we're going to go on an hour every single day where you guys can ask us any question. Bring your team, invite them. Well, we're here to help you guys.
Yes.
Add value.
Let me just say that about this. That's a really good point, Breynan. You don't have to be a superstar. I'm obviously not. Anybody who's watching this feed, all 4 people right now watching this feed, all 4 of us. Am I one of them? I've got the feed running on my phone. I don't think I count as one of them. But this Facebook group has under 500 people in it. I haven't checked the stats in a week or so, but I'm sure it's under 500 people in it. We have less than 4 people. We have 4 people watching right now. This is not a huge audience. I do not have my own email list, and people reach out to me constantly to see if I can consult with them, coach them, give them advice. And they always say, totally willing to pay for your time, just need some help. Like, I'm not even selling anything in this group. There's never a link. You never see us promote anything. Even if we have other guest speakers on here that sell stuff, I never take an affiliate fee. That's who I am. But having just activity going like this or posting on your own profile, but I'm telling you, Facebook group's better than a profile. It just gives you opportunity. So go out and start a Facebook page and don't think more than 5 minutes about, Facebook group. Don't think more than 5 minutes about the name. Just pick one. You can change it later. Invite people that seem relevant in your market and have conversations. I'm telling you, it's so amazing.
Yep. Yeah. I agree with that. And it's funny you mentioned the 5-minute rule, because we have a 7-minute rule. We try to tie to everything. Like, if it's something that you have to think about, don't take more than 7 minutes to get it done.
That's a great idea. Yeah. I shifted to that. I read Tim Ferriss's book, 4-Hour Work Week, years ago, and he's got a 10-minute rule on purchases, even cars, houses. Wow. Yeah, of course, different price points make us all squirm a little more. But he's like, you should know in 10 minutes. You know or you don't know. Just move on. Same with if you're naming your course, if you're naming your Facebook group, you can always change it. Just take action, right?
Yeah. Well, I heard the same thing was the case for women when they're choosing guys. They know, like, within a minute if they like the guy or not.
That's hilarious.
I don't know if it's true, but it's
kind of scary. All right. Any other questions before we wrap it up here today? We want to hit the topic, but we don't want to keep you on sitting here watching for no reason. So any other questions before we wrap it up? Really good questions. Somebody just said LOL. I bet somebody's laughing at your 7-minute rule or 1-minute rule for women. So anyway, any other questions about particular markets, re-engaging those existing clients, or if you have questions about swiping someone else's clients during this market, feel free to ask those as well.
I'll add this, Chris, real quick too. Yeah. Now's a good time too, if you guys really want to stand out from your market, is do some direct mail. Put some of your assets, your digital assets out and send it to your clients. It's just, again, some kind of way to make sure you're in front of them, stand out from the competition. I actually, you can apply this to a new acquisition, but I have a buddy of mine who scaled to 7 figures like within 90 days. What they did is they took their top 6 prospects and they put they have a video production team too, but they put their whole video ad campaign for these top 6 individuals on an iPad and send them out to them. And they landed 5 of them at nice retainers.
Whoa, that's a strong play.
Yeah.
Okay, so explain that again, because there's so many ways we could read this.
Yeah. So essentially what they did is they picked out this top 6 clients that they wanted to acquire. And what they did was they had a video production team put a custom video like sales pitch on these iPads. They sent the iPads out to the customers or potential customers and ended up landing 6 of them and scaled their agency to 7 figures within the 90 days.
That is a good plan. I've heard that once before. Had another client in another agency, and they I won't talk about the niche they're in. They did the same thing, sending it to like not Fortune 500 CEOs, but the next tier down. What is that? The mid cap folks.
Yep.
And they did the same thing, and it got past the gatekeepers, it got past the front desk, it got past everybody, and it forced a play of that like 10, 15 minute long presentation before it would unlock the iPad so they could hand it off to their kid or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So anyway, the point of that, guys, was, direct mail, you don't have to go iPad status, but if you can put, your digital assets in a workbook or something like that, again, where somebody might give to their staff to be able to implement checklists, SOPs, like that stuff is great. I mean, the guy, your prospects, your existing clients, they will appreciate it. It gives you a way to stand out from the rest of their group. So just wanted to share that as well.
Yeah, good point. Make checklists, make SOPs, make those free giveaways, stay relevant, stay top of mind. That's the moral of the story here. Figure out simple ways that don't cost you a lot of time or money.
Yep.
To stay top of mind. Simple ways to do that, SOPs, checklists, stuff like that. Scheduling free strategy calls, free implementations, free coaching to help their staff get back up and running. I've even seen a few agencies doing like mindset stuff where they're kind of saying, hey, let's sit down. We're opening up a Zoom call. We're going to have, a group at a time. And we have a mindset coach who's partnered with us to come in and just walk people through like a 45-minute long therapy mindset kind of session. Another great way just to keep relevant and keep the folks engaged. So awesome seeing everybody. I think we're wrapping it up here. We hit all the questions.
Good.
Thanks, Breynan. As always, dude, thanks for coaching folks in our group.
Always a pleasure.
Super kind to do that with your time. And it is amazing having you in here. Dude, great to see everybody today. And we will talk again tomorrow. See everybody soon.
Take care, guys.
All right, bye.